What's up guys, welcome to Tolman Travels. I have some pretty exciting news today and I'm sitting in it. We bought an RV, like a motorhome. And the reason why is because we actually found out my wife is pregnant with a baby girl, so we're super excited about that. But being pregnant does change the way that you travel a little bit. So we've been on a couple trips. This thing is old. It's a 1994. It's as old as me, but it's actually pretty unbelievable. We got a great deal on it, and I want to give you a couple of my favorite things about owning an RV. I'll give you a little bit of a tour because it wasn't something that I considered, but we didn't want to, make everybody mad with the baby on the plane and make have the baby crying all the time. So we bought this RV. We're going to travel all over. Let me tell you a couple things that we absolutely love about it. I think my favorite thing is there is no packing or unpacking. That's one thing that drives me crazy about a hotel. As I work remotely from my laptop, and so I feel like every time I get to a new hotel room, right, I have to sit down, unzip, open out, pull out all my clothes, right, pull out my laptop, my light, my microphone, get all of my things pulled out so that I can work remotely. And it's just kind of frustrating to have to wake up in the morning at 10 if I want to sleep in, and then pack really quick, get ready really quick, and be out the door, check out by 11. So this literally has tons of cabinets, tons of drawers. It has, closets for my clothing. And so it is my home all the time. I have dedicated a certain amount of clothes here to the RV and, shampoos and soaps to the RV that never leave the RV. So I don't have to pack a travel kit. I can just get in and go. It's also kind of cool because this is, my shower, right? My toilet, my bathroom, my couch. I've got this ring light that's hanging here for my Zoom calls that I can do at any time. It's just, suctioned on. So it really is once you set it up once, you can just drive anywhere, anytime, and always be good to go. So it's just nice compared to a hotel. It's obviously a lot cheaper than a hotel if you want to go, stay at a KOA or even just find a spot in the desert or in the woods. It's free at that point. So I really enjoyed that aspect, just not having to pack and unpack. We also bought a mattress that is the same exact mattress as the one we have at home. And the reason for that was we wanted to feel like we were at home even on the road. So you can do things that make you feel more homey. You can put up pictures, right? You can put up art that makes it feel like this is your home even when you're in the middle of nowhere. Another thing that we really love is we love to travel with our puppy. We have a little dog. Her name is Minnie. She is the sweetest dog ever. And of course, when we get on an airplane, when we go to Disneyland or Orlando or something, we have to leave her behind. And it's kind of sad, if you're a dog owner, you see what I mean. It's sad to have to leave your dog, especially for long periods of time. Well, at this point, we could literally just bring her with us, right? We've got her crate. She's got her own little setup in the RV, and we can go for a month if we wanted to at a time. Bring the dog with us, take her out with us on those walks, and then if we have to, if we want to go in, for example, last week we were in Las Vegas doing an RV trip. So we were parked at the KOA campground, and then we took an Uber into the strip to have a nice meal and, just have some fun. We just left her in her crate in the RV, and we turned on the heater and she was totally fine. So it is really nice to be able to travel with your animals, with your pets, with your kids, right? It's a really nice option for people that love their pets and don't want to leave them for an extended amount of time. Another thing I love is there were so many places we wanted to go this year, but it just doesn't make sense to fly to. Let me give you an example, like Yellowstone. It's just a pain to, there's a couple airports, but they're all really expensive because there's not a lot of flights going there. Mount Rushmore was another place we wanted to go to. Page, Arizona, to see parts of the Grand Canyon and Antelope Canyon, and all of those things are just out of the way, right, from a big airport. Then you got to rent a car, and it's just kind of annoying. So with an RV, you just make it, a big trip. We also wanted to go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is random, but it's $800 to get there, a ticket from Salt Lake where we're at. And so it just makes it a little bit easier to be like, oh, well, let's just hit all of them on a single loop. And the gas is way cheaper than the tickets would have been. And we can see all of them instead of having to fly to Albuquerque and go home after 2 days, right? So that's really a nice feature. Another thing that is actually kind of surprising is it's easy to drive. I was terrified. This thing's 27 feet long. It pretty much fills the entire lane. So I was super stressed about driving it and feeling like I was driving a semi, but it's actually pretty nice. It drives smoother than my truck, which is interesting. The suspension is amazing because, you know, it's a house, and so if it wasn't amazing, all the crap would be falling out, and it would probably not be a very good idea. So it drives very smooth. My dog usually gets sick driving in my truck because it's just got such a, you know, volatile suspension, but this thing drives baby smooth, which is surprising because this is 1994, but it's easier to drive than I thought. I already kind of mentioned this, but it's so nice for remote work. Right now with COVID, so many people are learning that they can work remotely and they have that option. And so if you bought a nice RV, first of all, I can tax deduct pretty much the entire RV. You can't do that to like a house, right? It's so heavy, it's over 6,000 pounds, and so you can tax deduct the entire thing if it's a business expense, and I'm going to be working from it at least 50% of the time, making videos about it, working from it. So I can literally, all I need is Wi-Fi, my computer, and I can do my job, right? And so if I'm parked, you know, in Las Vegas in the middle of January, when in Utah it's freezing cold, I can go be warm, have some palm trees, go to LA, Palm Beach, wherever I want, and it's just super nice. I can work remotely anytime, and then I can go out and enjoy the hot weather. And you know, you don't have to have a home base, right? If I want to take trips, I can just park my RV somewhere and I can just, you know, fly from wherever that airport is. So it's nice to remote work, and I think that with that being such a big option in today's world, I think more and more people will actually consider motorhome and RV living because it's actually pretty spacious in here. I got a full kitchen and everything. So you totally could do this and just be on the road all the time and always live somewhere different. I think the last thing that I want to mention in this video is how it enables you to be spontaneous. Like today, it was snowing and it was terrible, and it was like we were just so cold and miserable, and we were like, let's go to Las Vegas, or let's go to St. George, Utah, where it's super nice and warm. Like, let's just go. Let's leave tomorrow. Get in the RV and we'll just go. Peace out. And you can do that, right? You can do that with an RV. You can just, you know, you have 3-4 days, that's enough. Drive down somewhere, get a little bit warmer, hang out for a couple days, and then come back up when the weather's better. It just makes it easier than having to book a flight. You know, typically flights are so expensive if you book them last minute. For this, it's like, hey, you wanna go? Let's go right now. You know, we have our closets full, the car is packed, we're ready to rock. So anyways, those are just a couple things I love. I've been really surprised with how nice the 1994 RV actually is, and hopefully you've been able to see that too. If you have any questions about RV living, comment below. I don't live here full time, but we're planning on doing 30 to 60 day trips sometimes where we can literally just explore the US and go all over. And so we'll definitely keep you updated. We'll still post our normal travel videos because we're still gonna fly and travel all over, but we'll also post some RV tips and travel videos as well. And I think it'll just add a little bit more variety. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and leave any comments you have below.